Hello, everyone, again, and welcome to another episode of Inspire to Inspire Show. And as you know, this is the show where I bring the people who are shaking the world, the people who are making a difference in the world, the people who are doing great things in the world so they can leave the world a better place than it was before they were actually here. And today, I've got none other than Carol Potgieter, who is a ball of energy. She is a trainer, she is a speaker, she is everything that you might actually think of, when it comes to that space. Welcome, Carol. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. Dongo. I am feeling awesome. And my motto for 2022 is 2022 just for you, which means it's also for me. So I'm excited for this year. So much happening in the pipeline, so much that I'm working on at this moment. And I am feeling quite privileged to be speaking to you today.
Wow, thank you so much. I know, like your schedule, it's a mess, it's so tight, but you actually managed to also come and talk to us. And thank you so much for your creating time. But before we actually dive into deep, with our today's training, is interview rather, I just want you to tell us, who is Carol in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, you can't ask me that. I'm a woman. I have the best job. I love to talk and I get paid to talk. So nutshell is not in my vocabulary, but let me try.
You can't even fit in a nutshell.
I just take a half an hour to introduce myself. But for the purpose of today, who is Carol? Yes, Carol is a ball of energy. I am very passionate in everything I do. And the feedback I get where people say, never a dull moment when Carol's around. And I take that as a huge compliment because I'm passionate, I've got energy, I've got drive, and I love color in my life. And I think you can see from my background and what that really means is that I love variety. I love diversity. I love working with people from different generations. As I often say, I think I was born in the wrong generation because I actually get on so well with the younger generation as well. But yes, my company's name is HPD. It stands for Human Potential Development. And that's exactly what my drive is. Every human has the potential to develop if they know where and how. And that's where I come in. Was that short enough?
That was short enough. Sorry, Carol, just remind me, when did you start your company, by the way?
You just want to make people see how old I am. 1996.
1996.
So for youngsters listening to this, they're like, some of them are saying, I wasn't even born yet. Who's this old auntie?
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. You know what? I just wanted them to also see like how much experienced is the person we're gonna be talking to today. Because as you say that you think that you were actually born in a wrong generation. Well, you actually coming through like with all these generations, and for that reason, I just want to ask you the first question that, Carol, how are you finding it difficult or exciting, to adapt? Because just for the past 5 years, not 25 years, but just for the past 5 years, people, like the way you were doing business 2 years back, it's completely different with how you are doing business right now. And you've been in the industry for 25 years. So how on earth are you surviving? How are you adapting? Are you finding it easier or are you finding it difficult?
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think of 25 years, it doesn't feel that way. That's number one. But when I started out, it was a lot easier. It was a lot easier in the sense of building relationships, because the competition out there wasn't as great. And people used to stick with you in that relationship for many years if they liked what you did and you gave value. And if I could just look back to, let's say, 5 years ago, obviously it became a little bit more challenging, a lot more people often doing exactly the same thing. But like I always say, we can all say the same thing, but our unique self brings the message across in a different way. So what I realized a couple of years ago is, there are going to be people that either like what you do or they don't. And that was something I had to work through, because I was spoiled through the years of, people tended to like what I do. They liked the value. And then it became a bit more trickier. But that did not set me back. That actually made me more determined to say, but now it's more about the value. What else can you do? And already then people were talking about online training. And me being a technical dinosaur, I think people out there can relate that are also technical dinosaurs. About 5 years ago, when people were saying we're going to do online, I was like, never, ever. I will continue doing what I'm doing. I love the face-to-face. I love having my energy in a room. And if it means that I get less clients, but really focus on them, so be it. Oh, wow. Really? That was just an ace up my sleeve. And an ace is an excuse. It was an excuse to not move into the way things were going. And COVID really forced me to change my mindset. And my first experience with online training was, how do I get this energy, this passion, this experience across over a screen? And then I still have to look at myself. I mean, really? And then that is when I met a few coaches, of which Mr. Dongo was one of them. And he said, just be yourself. And I think that's what I've learned to cope, is that doesn't matter whether it's on the screen or not, you don't change your style. You don't change your behavior. Your personality still has to come through, even on this platform. So in conclusion to that, what I'm saying is, I'm a person that keeps reflecting. And I think that's what's kept me going all these years. But I had to reflect more on what works, what doesn't work. Also get associated with different coaches. I also had Coach Oscar Ematei as a coach. I had Selvi, who sits in India. So I really, in the last couple of years, had to really find the right coaches to keep me modern, keep me useful, and my value still appropriate.
Wow.
So it wasn't just me alone, but I had to do a big mindset as to, in my days, this is what happened, and it's not my days anymore. And you need to keep up with what's happening in the modern world. But I couldn't do it alone.
Wow.
So I'm grateful for the people that took me out my comfort zone. And I also started associating with people much younger than me that could take me to that level of, you're not a dinosaur. You just need to understand how it works and be yourself.
Wow. What a trick, Carol. Oh, wow. As I was actually listening to you explaining your journey for the past 25 years, it seems like you started in 2019 and then boom, you skipped to 5 years ago and then you are here. But one thing that I also loved is you didn't just stick to what you knew, because you only know what you know, and what you know brought you where you are. You only know what you know, and what you know brought you where you are. For you to go to the next level, then you're gonna need something different, because something that's going to take you where you've never been before, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so talking to you that issue of you learning new stuff from other people that are actually surrounding you, and also associating yourself with much younger people who are as fast as, I don't know, as never before, because they're thinking 100 kilometers away from you, yet you are still here, so how are you handling that? How are you handling that? Because one of those people who is also crazy, I know it's me, sometimes we can be talking like what you are doing right now, and we're also going to be telling people about some exciting projects that you are working on. So but before we get there, I want you to just tell me the experience, like, so how are you coping? Because look, you are a dinosaur and you are dealing with cheetahs that are running like, I have no idea, how are you dealing with that?
I like your analogy. The first thing that comes to mind, very carefully and very well organized. But how I'm coping is I had to first let go of my mindset of face-to-face training. I mean, that is always better, or face-to-face coaching. So I had to let go of the old recipe. Not that it's necessarily thrown away. It's going to come back, and already here and there I'm doing some face-to-face stuff, but I had to realize that needed to shift, and whether I liked it or not. If I said I am an experienced, passionate, energetic, knowledgeable coach, trainer, facilitator, conference speaker, I had to show that I also am willing to stick or to reach out to people and stick to what's happening in modern times. Because my job is not about me. It's really about the people's lives I touch, the people who I equip with skills that are practical in order to grow and develop themselves. So it's really about that. But I cannot be of any use if I myself behind the scenes are not picking up the pace and running like a cheetah. So it's taken a lot of patience from my side, but I think that the whole magic has been reaching out to the right people with the right skills, the right passion, the right knowledge to understand where I'm coming from and keep me accountable for my own progress. Wow. And I think the word accountability is what's really important to me. Previous years, I didn't really have anybody accountable to. I was business owner and I do my thing. Now I've realized if I want to also take part at the level at which currently people are expecting, whether I like to be a technical or not, whether I like to be part of all these changes in order to survive, it's not about me. Yeah. It's about how much I can give to others. Wow. And I think that's, like I said, the word accountability, suddenly I've got a few people that I'm accountable to, including yourself, Mr. Dongo. Yeah. And I must say, Mr. Dongo is hard, but he's fair. And without people like you, I would probably easily be reverting back to my comfort zone. And that is why I also think people out there, it's important that they connect with the right facilitators, the right coaches that can take them from where they are, keep them accountable, and take them to the level at which they want to see as peak performance.
Wow.